Hi, this is Romella from Space for Calm, and in this video I'm going to be talking about essential oils and the essential oil of vetiver. Now, vetiver is actually one of my favourite essential oils because of the difference it's made in our family. Going back this time last year, we were going through diagnosis for autism and other things with my son, and that in the May bank holiday week I started using vetiver every night on his feet. It turned out that actually 7 weeks later, we had an appointment with the NHS for the assessment. But actually, when we went, we were rejected because there'd been so many changes in his behaviour that they didn't recognise the symptoms that had been so visible sort of 3, 4, 6 months earlier, 12 months earlier. And what I was doing is I was applying the vetiver onto his feet directly and massaging it in. There's a technique that within doTERRA called aroma touch, which is working on the lines of the feet. I can't remember what the word is, even though I've got reflexology, but working on the lines of the feet and the points of the feet. And that helps the oils go to wherever they're needed. And it just made such a difference because what was happening is I would apply it to his feet with the massage. Then I'd read the story to him and he'd be lying down, and rather than fidgeting, slowly his feet would stop fidgeting, he'd stop moving in the bed, he'd stop talking, he'd just be looking, and eventually his eyes would shut. It was almost as if all his systems were finally slowing down and shutting down for sleep, especially his brain. His brain is very, very busy, always thinking, always analysing, always working out new scenarios, and that was always the difficulty with sleep for him. So vetiver just works so well, and there's so many different studies out there about vetiver as well, and the changes that it can affect on autism and ASD and the all those kinds of syndromes that are out there. Because for me, I think that the real difference was it's a very grounding oil. So it's literally, rather than him being busy up here, it's pulling him into his body and out of that busyness. So it's very grounding, but it's also a fabulous oil for sleep. And because he was then getting a really good night's sleep, that made a huge difference because he was more able to cope in the daytime at school and after school because of that sleep. And so it made a massive life-changing difference. So the oil of vetiver is actually from the roots of the vetiver grass. Let me show you there. See, there we go. And it's grown over in the Haiti area. So they pull up the grass and the roots, and they process the roots and make the vetiver oil. It's a really, really thick oil. So when it's in the bottle, whereas I haven't to get it out, whereas one of these, you can see, can't really see it, it moves, it's very fluid. With vetiver, it's very thick. So when you're turning it upside down, and if you've got a little sample bottle as well, you're going to have to give it a little tap on the bottom or be very patient with it. Because it's very, very slow. You sort of slowly see this goopy drop forming, and eventually it'll come off. So definitely, if you've got a little sample of it, I would put it directly on your feet, tap it on the ball of your feet until it comes up. If you want to, you could take the little cap off and a little knife under there, just slightly lift it up. Pop some veg oil in there or sunflower oil. I wouldn't use something like olive oil because it's just too greasy. Pop that in there, put the lid back on, give it a shake, and then you've got a slightly diluted oil, but actually it'll roll a lot better. So that's the vetiver. So you can use it neat. Even the books say you can use it neat. If you're using it for massage, like on feet, then again, a little bit of oil is not going to go amiss. And also, when you dilute an oil, what you're doing is you're making it like into a slow release. So rather than having that within, when you apply it to your feet or your skin, within sort of 20 to 30 seconds, it's penetrating through the cell, through the skin, and into the body, into the bloodstreams. And then so the children have thrown my track. Oil, what was I saying? Yeah, so Okay, so the oil is very, very thick. You can dilute it, and that just makes it a bit easier to go in. It can be quite a sticky oil, so again, putting it on your feet is great, or mixing it with other oils as well works really well. So it's nice with lavender, rose, sandalwood, and even clary sage and yang yang. So they're all ones that are really good for that sort of sleep and calming. Vetiver is good. So the book says it's good for ADD, ADHD, it's good for balance. It's a termite repellent apparently as well, but its properties, it's got some amazing properties. So it's antiseptic, antispasmodic, calming, grounding, immune stimulant, sedative, and it can stimulate the circulatory system and the production of red blood cells. So it's a really, really awesome oil. It may help with things like arthritis, anxiety, insomnia, rheumatism, nervousness, skin care, sprains as well. So it's a really good oil. It's good for the emotional balance, but also that physical side for sleep and rest and support and the nervous system. It's a really sort of heavy, smoky, resiny smell. Quite pleasant. It's not too heavy, but it's a really awesome oil. So if you have vetiver, like I said, you can apply it directly to your feet. You can mix it with a little bit of veg oil. If you're going to massage onto the feet, you're going to want something a bit more of a lubricant. So you could use a cream that's got nothing in it. So this is one that I use. It's a doTERRA hand and body lotion. So I would just squirt a bit into my hand, pop a drop of the oil in, rub and mix it together, and then massage that wherever it's needed. You can also put a drop in your bath water if you like, or in a diffuser. So a diffuser is great at bedtime, perhaps with a little bit of lavender or some cedar wood to find that. It is actually in the calming blend that doTERRA do that's called the Serenity blend. So that is vetiver. I hope you enjoy using it. Let me know how you get on. It is a fabulous oil, and like I say, it has been life-changing within this family. Bye.